In the mysterious forests of Europe, where darkness and fog intertwine to create a world full of mysteries, legends that pulse through time were born. These dense woods are home to stories of werewolves, beings whose very mention sends chills down one's spine. In this world, where nature and myth meet, legends of people transforming into beasts under the full moon were not just fairy tales, but a part of the reality that people lived. Under the light of the full moon, whispers of werewolves became more real, forcing people to lock up, whisper prayers, and cling to their amulets. It was said that on these nights, among the ancient trees, shadowy figures with powers neither man nor beast possess on their own would roam. These stories were not of painless transformations. They were moments of intense pain and inner struggle, where a man's body and soul reshaped into something wild. Werewolves were more than myths. They were a reminder of the wildness lurking in each of us, ready to burst forth at the most unexpected moments. As night fell, the forests would wrap themselves in secrets that unfolded far from human eyes, making the story of werewolves not just a legend, but a reality that breathes in the darkness. In those moments, forest paths were not just trails, but guides through stories waiting to be retold, each time anew, always equally eerie and fascinating. Werewolf myths are interwoven through ancient cultures, from Greek tragedies about Lycaon, transformed into a wolf for his blasphemy, to the Nordic warriors, the Ulfhednar, clad in wolf skins, symbols of wild strength. These stories, filled with fears and warnings, reveal a deep connection with nature and its secrets. The story of Lycaon in Greece served as a dark warning about the consequences of hubris towards the gods, while the Nordic Ulfhednar represented the ideal warrior, a blend of man and beast. These myths are not just tales of transformation. They are deeper lessons about human nature, about the wilderness smoldering beneath the surface of civilization. At the heart of Native American stories lie legends about skinwalkers, shamans, or witches who could take the form of animals, including wolves, to travel unnoticed among people or perform their rituals. Unlike European werewolves, whose transformation and powers were often seen as a curse, Native American myths emphasize the changeable nature of these beings and their ability to bridge worlds, a symbol of spiritual journeying and deep connection with nature. Skinwalkers, as called by the Navajo Indians, were not just keepers of transformation secrets. They were guardians of knowledge, walking the line between light and darkness, teaching tribes about the power, dangers, and wisdom that comes with a deep understanding of both worlds. When the full moon lights up the sky, legends of werewolves come alive, reminding us of times when humans and beasts shared the same dark world. They serve as a bridge between us and our ancestors, exploring fear and awe towards the unknown. In these stories, werewolves are not just creatures of the night. They are guardians of secrets, a reminder of the invisible line between man and beast, civilization and wilderness, solidifying their role as eternal symbols of transformation and deep human dilemmas. On the edge of ancient forests and civilized settlements, the conflict between wilderness and order unfolds through the story of werewolves. They walk the boundary of two worlds, neither fully human nor complete beasts, symbolizing the eternal struggle between the desire for freedom and the fear of losing control over our deepest instincts. This dual nature reflects humanity's fear of the unknown, reminding us of the wild beasts lurking in the shadows, always ready to emerge. At night, when dark figures move under the moonlight, the werewolf becomes a living symbol of this conflict, searching for its place between the light of civilization and the dark forest. In these moments, the werewolf represents our darkest fears, that each of us harbors a beast ready to take control, disregarding everything we have built in the name of wild freedom. The story of werewolves is not just an escape from reality, it is an exploration of our essence, a fight for reconciliation with our wild part without losing our humanity. The werewolf serves as a reminder that the true essence of our existence may lie in embracing this inner conflict, finding a balance between the darkness and light that shape our essence. Under the light of the full moon, a mysterious force transforms peaceful nights into an arena of ancient magic, where one of the most terrifying metamorphoses known to humanity takes place: the transformation into a werewolf. This moment, when the magic of the moon is at its strongest, is not just a visual change, but a deep spiritual transformation. Individuals who undergo this metamorphosis face a painful inner conflict, torn between their human nature and their newly discovered beastly existence. This transformation carries with it the ambiguity of gifts and curses. For some, becoming a werewolf offers unprecedented powers and freedoms, beyond the reach of ordinary mortals: strength that can overturn stones, speed that can outstrip an arrow, senses so sharp they can distinguish blood from water miles away. However, for others, that same power is a curse, a burden that carries the fear of losing control and the possibility of inflicting pain on those we love the most. In the Middle Ages, werewolves were marked as beings that walked hand in hand with the darkest forces, becoming key figures in the witch and heretic hunts. Werewolf hunters, driven by a mix of fear and ignorance, initiated bloody pursuits, searching for the cursed among their ranks. These hunts were not just attempts to protect the community, they were a reflection of the darkest corners of the human psyche, where paranoia and superstition merge into a dangerous dance. Every transformation, every curse, and every hunt left behind traces of sorrow, destruction, and deep reflection on the nature of human beings. At the heart of these stories lies not just the fear of what lurks in the darkness, but also questions about the limits of human nature, what it means to be human when faced with powers that exceed our wildest dreams, as well as our darkest nightmares. Werewolves, in their struggle between two worlds, are not just mythological creatures. They are mirrors of our deepest fears, desires, and the eternal struggle to understand the very essence of our existence. In the modern world where reality and fantasy intertwine, the werewolf transitions from ancient legends to screens and pages, becoming a symbol of our fascination with darkness. Once a fearsome figure of folk tales, the werewolf now explores human dilemmas in movies, books, and video games, reflecting our inner struggles and societal changes. From dark forests to modern cities, the wandering werewolf seeks its place, symbolizing fear and fascination with the unknown. In contemporary adaptations, their stories reveal layers of fear, introspection, and moral dilemmas, offering interactive experiences where players explore the boundaries between hunter and prey. Every new interpretation of the werewolf not only revives the old legend, but also illuminates the depths of the human psyche, turning it into a mirror of our deepest anxieties. In this modern rendition, the werewolf reminds us that the stories that scare us are actually stories about us, about our ability to confront the darkness within us, and perhaps find light in the darkest corners of our being. In today's world, where culture is constantly changing and evolving, the werewolf has emerged as a symbol of profound change, representing resistance against social repression and injustice. Through stories that stretch from the mystical forests of the Twilight series to the magical corridors of Hogwarts in the Harry Potter franchise, werewolves transcend their mythological origins, becoming powerful metaphors for those living on the edges of society, stuck between worlds, seeking a place where they can exist freely. These modern interpretations of werewolves explore not only themes of transformation and identity, they delve deeply into the dark waters of the struggle for acceptance. Werewolves, now seen as beings fighting against stereotypes and prejudices, symbolize resistance to those who wish to suppress diversity. Their presence in popular culture reflects society's growing aspirations towards inclusivity, towards a world where differences are not just tolerated, but celebrated. In the Twilight series, werewolves are not just supernatural beings. They are symbols of family ties, loyalty, and the fight for love despite external forces trying to separate them. On the other hand, the Harry Potter series depicts werewolves as beings facing stigmatization and isolation, fighting for the right to a normal life despite their curse. These stories, set in fantastical worlds, resonate with real social issues, providing a platform for discussions on marginalization, discrimination, and the search for identity. Today, the werewolf is not just a monster to be defeated. It is a hero searching for its place in the world, reflecting our collective aspirations for a world where every soul can express itself freely, without fear of judgment or rejection. Through their story, we explore the dark corners of our psyche, confront our own inner werewolves, and perhaps learn how to accept and integrate them into our quest for a whole authentic life. As the story of werewolves continues to flow through time, changing shape to respond to new fears and desires, it remains an inexhaustible source of fascination and terror. Each new story, every reinterpretation, is not just an attempt to illuminate the dark corners of our psychology. It is a call to face our own duality, with the fear of the unknown that lies within us all. The legend of the werewolf challenges us to explore the dark corners of our existence, asking the question, are we really so far removed from the beasts that roam through our darkest dreams at night? Ultimately, the werewolf is not just a monster to be defeated or a mystery to be solved. It is a reminder of our eternal quest for understanding, the struggle to accept those parts of ourselves we are afraid to acknowledge. The werewolf stands at the crossroads of our deepest dilemmas, symbolizing the eternal battle between the darkness that lurks in the shadows and the light we strive to find within ourselves.